Hi everybody, hope you're well. In the last video we looked at rides specifically. This video is going to be a continuation and we're going to look at two things today. So earlier on in the first video I said that in order to bold the top 3 genetic skills you had to do the correct training, you had to do the correct rides and the correct competitions. So training here, rides and competitions. So when we looked at the genetic skills of this horse in the first video, we identified that stamina, dressage and jumping were the best 3 genetic skills of this horse. So then we knew that gallop, trot and speed on this horse didn't impact blup. Now obviously make sure that whenever you're going to blup your horse, you check which genetic skills you need to be looking for, because they're not going to be the same necessarily as this horse. So looking here, you can see that dressage is actually bolded. Now if I hover over this, it says, so the horse is 7 years out of 10. It's not won any competitions yet, and its training is 1 out of 3, okay? So what that means is it's not talking about this training up here, okay? It's talking about the bolding of the skills. So we can see the dressage is bolded, but we still need to bold stamina and jumping on this particular horse. So training obviously is very straightforward, as I've mentioned before. You train stamina, it's trained speed, dressage, and so forth. So we've completed stamina, dressage, and jumping training on this horse, okay? So we don't need to worry about that anymore. So whatever your horse's best skills are, well, best 3 skills, you want to train whichever applies to your horse's genetics. So now moving on to competitions. Now this is where some people maybe get a wee bit confused. Competitions are important for 2 different reasons. One, of course, is winning 20 competitions, okay, so 21st places. But that's not the only thing. Competitions actually increase the skills of your horse as well. So that's why they're also important. So if we just hover over this and have a look here, you can see competitions is listed here, okay? And these 3 things here, rides, training, competitions, has been the things that we've been focusing on in the last couple of videos. So we can see on this particular horse that we have completed speed, we're gaining speed in competitions, but that's not relevant to this particular horse because of its skills. So that doesn't matter so much. But jumping, dressage, well actually dressage still is complete as well. So stamina and jumping still needs to be gained. So I'm going to go to a different horse just to show you exactly what I'm talking about first. So we will pick one here. We want it to be over 3 so we can see competitions. Okay. So whenever you have a horse that is being entered into competitions, specific competitions will give your horse skills, okay? Just like rides have particular things, they'll give particular skills. It's the exact same for competitions. So we'll start off by going into trot first. And it doesn't really matter what type of competition. Whenever you look up here, this little box at the top, this is what you want to be concerned about, is this little box here. So it lists 3 skills here. And the very first skill is the skill that influences the difficulty. So because our horse is about 37%, the highest difficulty, it's going to see is something relatively close to that. So you're not going to be able to enter 200% difficulty competitions with it. But we're not going to worry about that. That's for a different time. What we want to focus on is this bit. So trot, speed, dressage. This immediately tells us that trot competitions will increase trot, speed, and dressage skills. So I'm going to enter one competition just to show you what I mean. So I click that, and then over here, okay, we've got it. So it's added 0.37 to trot, it's added to speed, and it's added to dressage, okay? So it's the exact same in all the other different competition types, but they all have different skills that they increase, and it's the exact same for Western as well. And if you have a look here, you can see this time it's Gallop, speed, and dressage, and I'll go back, and I'll click on another competition types like cross country, for example. So this box, this is the 3 skills, so this means that you don't, whenever you see that there's 3 skills that aren't there, that means that they aren't increased. So now if I go back to the blup here, okay, we'll click on cross country, and the reason we'll click on cross country is because we know this particular horse's best skills are stamina, dressage, and jumping. So if I enter one of these competitions. Now you can see that our horse is added to stamina, it's added to jumping. And the reason we didn't increase dressage is because dressage is already bolded, and that means you can't get any more skills in it from training rides or competitions. So, if I go into my question center, because I think this will be one of the easier ways to show you this. So, down here, we have the competition. So the skill in brackets affects the level of the competition, for example. So I mentioned that earlier. So if you have a horse with 50 skills in speed, most likely be able to end around 50% difficulty in barrel competitions. So we can see, like there. Now, Western, I have listed all of them here, so you can see exactly what skills you gain in each of the different types of competitions. But you can do that, you know, as I said before, by going up and checking what's in the box, okay? So that's what you want to be focusing on. So we'll go back to this blup, and I'm going to continue to enter these cross-country competitions. And there you see stamina and dressage and jumping have just bolded, and you can see that the last competition we answered, we didn't actually get any more skills. So now if I refresh the page, I'm not sure if this will. Okay, yeah. Training is now 3 out of 3 because we've bolded the 3 genetic skills. So our horse still needs to get to 10 and it still needs to win 20 competitions, but we're nearly there, okay? So I'm going to leave that there, guys. That was a wee bit complicated. I hope it wasn't too much. But I hope you had a lovely day. Bye-bye.